All right. Share my screen. The recording seems to be collecting audio. Well, I'm gonna assume the board is still down, and I'm gonna do this just on my laptop because I don't trust Aura, Data 10, and all that stuff to be working. But today, this kind of works out because I want to do live coding type work and basically go through lesson 7 in real time and kind of show you how I would approach it myself using subsets of the data and all that. So I'm going to ask a favor, which is laptops away. I know it's going to break your brain. You can't take notes. Don't get all swampy on me now. This is being recorded. You can watch it later. But I want you to be present and to help me drive and to ask questions and to not be focused on trying to take notes or like write down what I'm doing, because that's not the important thing. The important thing is the process. Okay, so we've got the lesson here, and it's what we talked about last time, but we're going to download some SRA data. We're going to download a reference genome. We're going to clean up the SRA data, map it to the reference genome, looking for contamination. And in this case, it's going to be E. coli. For lesson or for assignment 7, it'll be dog. But same sort of thing. All right, so I'm doing this on my laptop. Go away, Bora. Clear the screen here. And oops. Yeah, here's the SRA run table that I downloaded 20 minutes ago when I thought Aura was definitely dead. These all should be kind of small, some much smaller than others, but we should be able to get this done. So I'm going to close that out. That block file went away. That always pops up in your terminal when you've got the file open somewhere else, like in Excel or whatever. And so if you close it, that just goes. So it's hidden, but it's like dot, it's a good old block. So here's my README I made this morning. We're just going to do the live coding session. We're going to look at creating this pipeline from scratch where we download, QC, map, and examine results. This process really is kind of a common thing. We're breaking it up into a bunch of scripts, but in a typical workflow, as you get more experience with this whole process would be like step 1. This would be like script 1, which is like prep your data. And that includes downloading it, getting everything ready, doing quality control, and like removing contaminants. But we're breaking it up into, sure, I just picked 5. I don't know if it'll be better. And then this idea of a sandbox where we're going to use tiny subsets of this data to play with and make sure our pipeline works right before we submit the full job. Just look at how that works. Here was my search string from SRA. I selected a few samples. There they are. And we're going to make these. And I'll show you how to clean up all the big files automatically. Alrighty. Well, right now I don't have any subdirectories. I just have my metadata file and a README. And so I better make them. And this would be part of my script, that O1 setup. So I'll make the scripts directory. I'll let my setup make the data and everything. And what I'm going to do is cat my README. But I know that I want these scripts created. I'll grep for scripts. Okay, so there's the files I want to create. So I'm gonna just do a little for loop for I in those things. Do echo touch I done. That gives me my little commands. I just didn't want to type them. I'm gonna paste them in there. All right, so I've got my empty scripts ready to go. Got my run table. I should probably move that. MV. Move my run table into data. Now I'm feeling happy. Except, yeah, no. Okay. So script 01 setup, what is it going to have to do? Currently, we've got files in each of these folders, so they'll push to GitHub this time. What do we got to do in our setup?
Make them all executive first.
We don't have to yet. Bang, bin, bash. Set my pipe fail, and then what? Starting from this point. So if I gave somebody this folder right now, it's just got some scripts and metadata.
Okay, so you start with just like empty scripts.
Well, I wouldn't give them the empty scripts. We got to make them now. But I would be giving somebody these scripts in this format. So they would get this folder, lesson 7, and it would have data, and all that's in there is the metadata file, and then it would have those 5 scripts. They're empty right now, but we're gonna write them.
I guess if you like the other directory.
Yeah, so all the other directories will have to be created. Right now, they don't have to be created because they'll be getting the scripts directory with files in it, and the data subdirectory with that file in it. So
And you can't go to empty directories.
you can't push empty directories to GitHub,
So they can.
so they won't get it from GitHub. So make dear what? Output, and then data will want raw and clean. Okay. So what else is my setup gonna do? The next script will be downloaded. Export as shouldn't have to do that. That'd be like part of our overall pipeline.
Are you just using like the data sets thing for download stuff?
I will. So let me save this. I look. Right now, we're gonna break this up into 5. Setup. The next script will be downloaded. So we just have to make sure that setup gets things ready for the download pretty much.
You're doing like download or setup.
I think I'm good. All right, so I'm gonna bash scripts 01. You say bash, you don't have to make it executable. Done. Yeah, it gave me my output. That's gave me clean and raw. Okay. Yeah.
I bet if it's doing fast, but he's waiting.
No. I just didn't want to touch mock SS. I'll do that all at the end. Okay, great. We're ready for downloading. Nano scripts 02 download shebang and then bash I fail. Okay, so we need to download SRA files. We need to download E. coli, rat genome. And then move everything. Make me happy. All right. How do we download those? I'm not going to try to do it from memory here in the script. I'm going to save this and work it out.
So you like to cut dash F1.
Yeah, so let's see. If I cat my data SRA run table, a whole bunch of junk. But yeah, the first F1.
Is it big enough?
So that's what I'll get here.
You like the tail on.
I don't want that word run in there because it'll treat it like an accession in my for loop. And so I'm going to pipe that to tail L and +2. So I'll start on the second line. There we go. Okay, so this bit of code gets me the accessions I want to download. So I could really just say for X session in that thing to echo $X session. Done. Let's make sure it gives me what I wanted. Yeah, beautiful. So instead of echo session, it's what? Faster Q dump. Well, where are those files going to be?
./data. That's right.
They are going to be here in lesson 7. So what can I do to? I think it's an O flag.
It's not.
Output directory, beautiful. Okay, so yeah, I do want the O flag. Capital O. I want to stick them in data raw. I think I'm happy with this. So I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to add it here. We'll see if this works. And then we need to download the E. coli reference genome. That was right here. Ooh, I didn't make the ref directory in my initial script. Nano scripts 01 output, and I need to make the rest. So I'll bash scripts 01 again. And just rerun that script. I'm like kind of reassuring myself that it works every time I do that. And yeah, it made rapid. Okay. So data sets download genome, blah, blah, blah. That looks good. So now I'm going to bash O2. Oh, wait, it's in strips. O2.
Is there anything else with the download? Or?
Just the files we care about, and then the reference genome. Now this is all working because I've got faster Q dump in my path, and I've got data sets in my path. For those of us who use Linux, it's sudo apt-get install SRA toolkit. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, And if you want FastP, you also install FastP that way. So that's for you. If you want to run this stuff on your laptop, you can install FastP, same way you install R. No equivalent in homebrew for Mac. Yeah.
From what you, like, give someone their scripts and require tools like that, is it just something that you work with?
Yeah. The other thing you can do is make them a custom Conda environment that has all this stuff in it, and then give them that YAML file and have a setup script that says like, Conda create, use this YAML file. Of course, that depends on them having Conda and installed in their package. So it's turtles all the way down. At some point, they're just going to have to set up a computer. The way around this is something like Docker, where you're just giving them this whole like, here, have a computer in a file. Of course, goes all the way down. They have to have Docker installed and know how to use it. So at some point, they have to do some work. My typical go-to when I'm working, like collaborating with other scientists, is just up at the top, like this depends on FastP SRA toolkit, and give the versions. Call it good. If they can't figure it out, take a class. Yeah. So that is done. Okay, so it got all these files. Some of them are real tiny. Good. 4,000 reads. All right. And then we got our two E. coli genomes. Okay. Next up, we're going to do quality control. So that script seems to be working fine. Do tree to make sure. Okay. Yep, we've got our FASTQ files. And they're in raw. Beautiful. We're going to do FastP now. And FastP wants a few things. And we saw this before. In one, out one, in two, out two. Okay. What do we do here?
We can just like $sign.
The parameter expansion?
Yeah.
The parameter expansion inside of a for loop. Okay, so I could forward in data raw where my files are *_1. That was the pattern, right? Yeah, there's my forward. .fastq. Do echo .forward. Done. Okay. Checking myself. I'm making sure, giving that echo first time through the for loop to make sure I'm looping through the things I think I am. Okay. So echo that forward. Great. And then I got to assign some variables. Reverse equals parameter expansion forward, where I'm going to replace what? _1 with _2. And just to check myself, I'm going to echo reverse. Beautiful. Okay, so those variables look good. And I need an output forward and an output reverse. So out forward equals what?
Everything before the period that's turned into like, or
I want to make sure that this part's included. So I want them going into data clean. So I'm going to just change raw into clean. check myself. All right, we got the forward, the reverse, and then the out forward. I like it. Then out reverse. What?
Same thing. So, grab.
Yeah, the reverse. Change, draw, clean. Echo, out reverse. Oops. All right, happy. Okay, so those are working. I don't care that they're still going to print to the screen. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to move on with my for loop and actually do the fast P thing now. But then I'm going to do fast P. And what was it like? N1 equals. Is that how it worked? Dash dash N1. I don't trust myself. Fast P. Let's make sure. Okay, so yeah, dash dash N1, out one, into, out two. Back over to this terminal. N1 is forward. N2 is reverse. Out one is out forwards. Out two is out reverse. And then what do I actually want fast P to do? I did have to give it a couple other things. The JSON and the HTML. Let me take care of these first. Yeah, these two. It really wants those for some reason. Yeah. Send it to hell. Dash dash JSON. HTML. Okay. And then I got to tell it how to do the trimming. There's a lot of options here. I don't want to get too crazy. I definitely don't want low quality stuff. So how did we get rid of that? Like, essentially say like the average score needs to be 20 or higher. Average qual. If one reads average quality score, then that entire pair is discarded. Okay. Average qual. Score.
I should be able to dash E every the dash I.
You could. So this is saying that dash E gives you the same flag as average qual. That saves space, but I forget what dash E means. So I like using the longer form. Average qual of 20. Okay. I am happy with that for quality control. Go back over here, scripts, not download, reading, quality control. Bang, pin, crash. I fail. PC it reads. And data clean. Paste in that whole thing there. Okay.
That's the big line on the bottom.
I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah, Leo string.
User value.
Yeah, got confusing. So now I'll just bash scripts 03, and that should handle my quality control.
Your second word.
It's kicking up. Things are looking good. So it is throwing out some reads. We're going from 2205 to, that is so few reads. Oh well. It's running fast. Okay. So I've been getting away with this on my laptop just fine because these are smallish files and because FastP doesn't take much memory or time. It's like a really quick thing. But next up is the mapping. That's the one you found that was taking 7 hours or something for your 10 samples. So
Like 7 hours.
It's 7 hours to do 8 of them. Each one took like an hour, hour and a half.
How many quarters do you
I just did the 20.
And just download
The downloading took 3 hours. Yeah.
yeah, you better start there. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm waiting.
Right.
For you.
And so this is like, I'm sorry, I am sorry for your pain, but it's like so perfect that it happened this first time because this is what happens. It's 7-10 hours into your job is when you get the error. And you're like, oh
Wow.
no, you didn't have any errors.
I didn't hear. Well, I realized it wasn't gonna finish at like 11. I was like, no, I can't stop, and then I can't like send another one.
Yeah.
So because I don't know where it's gonna stop. So then I woke up when it was done, and I see that the second one that is still waiting. I finished the last two.
This is how it goes.
I requested 10 hours at first, which
Not enough.
was not enough. It was close, but like it was not enough. And then I like just put 10 hours in the second one because I didn't want to have like overtime. But I think it should be.
Yeah, maybe go for a day.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It just stops.
It just stops.
Like it stopped
Yeah.
halfway mapping like the map file. So then when I like ran the next one, it's 9 and it like it just restarted 9.
Yeah.
So it like automatically like wrote that one. But everything else is still in there. Like it doesn't delete.
Yeah, it doesn't delete.
Yeah.
As long as you're writing output files as you go. And then when it's done, it's done.
But when you resubmit the docs, then it starts like something.
It's gonna start from like where I tell it. So I told it to start on next session number 9 for
Yeah.
the mapping. I didn't tell it to start on like done.
If you just reran the job, it would start over from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I didn't know.
Just like in the school.
I just made it.
Didn't use a for loop, you
I
just gave it.
because it was just 2, I just wrote the 2,
Okay.
the mapping for this new one, but the other ones I had for them, and I still have my for the review that hopefully should work.
We'll see. Oh, fuck it, let's do it today, but we can write if we can do conditional statements. And so we can put in like, if this file exists, yeah. And that way you can kind of just restart the same job over and over and over until it finishes, without having to manually find out where it stopped and all that. So yeah, let's do that. And so FastP, this worked just fine. But if I wanted to run this pipeline again, I don't necessarily want to download the files again because that could take forever. And so we could write an if statement that basically goes, if this file exists, don't download. Okay. Bash. Write an if statement that checks for a file. Then it loop. The file will be designated as forward. If the file exists, skip that iteration. Being a bit slow, chat. What's up? I didn't ask it for anything difficult here. I just didn't want to have to try to like remember where to put the spaces and the ifs. So it's going to be like if file forward do the syntax is kind of annoying, so I just didn't want to remember it. Now I'm paying for it. Come on, chat.
Maybe your Wi-Fi
Is
is
the Wi-Fi?
I'm edging wrong.
Maybe it's because you're zooming.
you refresh.
Yeah.
Sometimes like I refresh the page and like the answers are look out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Okay. Yeah, if forward, then okay. B is just the opposite of if. Cute, right? Means stop the end statement.
Does it just mean end? Wait, what is that opposite of if? mean?
It just means it ends. Yeah. They just put it backwards. If the end of the if statement is pretty,
Oh,
it's stupid.
I was confused like.
Okay, so this is the part I'm looking for right here. I did have it right. Should have trusted myself. All right, so I'm gonna nano scripts. O2 is my download. Okay. So the faster queue dump thing, I can put inside of a if statement. And let's see. So if forward, I need to put this inside of my for loop. My mistake. Okay, so forward session in that do. Paste. Okay. If accession exists, then continue. Do we need an else statement? No. Else statements.
The else, like the back of else.
No, there's no end to the else.
What do you mean?
It's just the
End of the script.
yeah, just else it does the rest of the stuff in your code. So this should work. Right? I could do something similar.
Better?
No, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're gonna skip that iteration. And then just to make it look a bit cleaner. There. So for those things, do if it exists already, just continue on. Otherwise, download it. And I could do the same thing here if file ref e coli.zip. What's that?
So you put next to that.
Oh, okay. Okay. If that, then continue. B. gotta be a nicer way to do this. Basically, if it exists, if it doesn't exist, then do it. Go. Anyone familiar with R code knows that this means not. Right. Okay, so if not file exists, then download it. Oh. Copy. Paste. We should be able to run this script now and it will do nothing. It's all this file exists.
For the
But accession is different than the file name. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's actually going to be in data raw accession
top pass.
and then _1.fastq.
Would you do like or like and do like both of them like that? I mean, for 1 and 2, or did you do it for
You could do or, and that looks like this. But really, I only care about that first file. What's annoying for me with bash code is that spaces really do matter. This always gets me, so I forget to put spaces in. So what about this? If that file doesn't exist, then run that. The file doesn't exist, then download. Finish.
You have to do both then, right? The _1 and 2.
No, because it's always going to download both.
Oh.
So I'm just keeping it simple and saying, if you see this forward file, don't bother downloading this accession. Yeah,
With the spaces, I feel like sometimes we use them, sometimes we don't.
yeah, you're right.
You use it, just gotta figure it out, okay.
Yeah, sometimes spaces matter, sometimes they don't. Bash is not a good programming language. I mean, this is not beautiful code. If you did this in Python or R or even C, it looks nicer. Bash is the duct tape that cobbles together all the other bits of scripts and stuff. I think I'm happy with this. For accession in all of those accessions, do only if that file doesn't exist, then download it and send it to data raw. Otherwise, nothing. Cool. And then if E. coli doesn't exist, same thing. So I'm going to try it. Bash scripts 02 done. That script ran and it did nothing. Cool. All right, so that's how you would kind of throw in the conditional statements, so you can just keep rerunning things. You could do the downloading and pretty much nothing else. And so like, I don't want to run QC. I ran the QC on my computer, that's okay, but I don't want to run the next step, which is beating that. Even with these small files, it's just going to take longer than I want.
So if you're doing this, but like large scale with your stuff, you just do like beginning submitted job. But you have to write the guy in downloading.
Oh, I know I do. I definitely do. Like, I'll just download like 10
Yeah.
to make sure that the download's working, that the files are going in the right place. So what I'm doing right now is like a baby version of the job that I would want to submit, which is like hundreds of files. And so I'm comfy doing this part like on my login node, my laptop. And even the QC, since they were small, I'm okay with that. And I look around and I see that things are happening. Okay. So at this point, I could just give my scripts a new SRA run table with more sessions and it will still, it'll like run. So that's when I would like submit the job, is I would replace this run table with what I really wanted. But even now, I don't want to do the mapping on everything because some of those files are a bit big. So I'm gonna go back in here. And the BB map. We've got our reference FASTA, we've got the N1, N2, okay. Oops. Copy. So I'm gonna do it just on a subset of the data, like just on the first like 10 sequences. That'll run on the login node. And so I'm pretending that I'm kind of on the login node. So let's see. So next up is BB map and
You have to do. If module loader, you already have to do that.
I've got BB map on my laptop. Or it's in my app on the login node. So I can use it for testing. And I'm just going to be testing the BB map right now. Because I've only got like 8 or 9 accessions downloaded, but some of them are bigger than I want. So BB map. Let's give myself some scratch space. It wants the reference, which will be what?
The
The contents of the,
Yeah, so it's ref, NCBI dataset, data, GCF, blah, blah, blah. That file, just picking that first one. So I'll use LL just so I can use tab and wait. Ref, NCBI dataset, data, GCF, blah, 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 5. There. So that whole nonsense, I'll be plugging in to my reference. Or how about I just do this?
what's the key name? Go to the phone.
Home?
Oh, it's that.
No. Ref equals all caps ref. So there I'm setting the variable, that'll be it. And then this will be a for loop, right? And so forward in what? Data clean star underscore 1 dot fastq.
The slash star. Slash star.
Yes, thank you. Do BB map, the ref is going to be the same. N1 will be forward. N2 will be
Forwards /1/2.
then my out.
You just keep it like that.
Yeah, so I could say, ooh, what do I want? So I need to kind of keep these file names I go back. Here I can look at them. So I want it to be like that. Underscore mapped to E. coli dot SAM.
Is there a way with the like the slash things you could just start anything before the underscore? Just name it anything forward, anything before the underscore.
How do we do that?
I don't.
Yeah, I forgot too, but it's percent underscore. But I want to keep the whole file path, or do I?
No, you want to keep it output.
I want to keep it in output.
So you just do you just
So right now, forward includes the file path. I don't want that. I can see the real path of this. Okay, so it's going to be data clean, blah, blah, blah. I need to get rid of data clean and replace that with / output. And then also I need to get rid of _1.fastq and replace that with like underscore map to E. coli.sam.
how do you like there's
Do both.
slashes in the thing and like your was it say like if you want if I have /data /clean and I want to turn all of that into its output, isn't there a slash already in it?
There is a slash already in it. So it would look like slash. If I wanted to replace a slash, I have to do // So replace a slash with underscore. Isn't that dumb?
Wait, so if you
Let me try it. So I'll do test equals some stuff / some stuff / whatever. Het. Okay. Echo het. I want to replace. I can't just replace a slash. It's a special character. So I use my escape character, which means literally a slash
so if you wanted to do like
with underscore.
I mean this is the first one. If I want to get rid of like the whole like like whatever, like change that whole thing into just output, how would you do that?
The easiest way is going to be in 2 steps.
So just remove all the slashes first and then or remove it twice and then again.
So let's see this whole ugly path. I want to get rid of all of that stuff, all the file path stuff. So I'll say het equals that whole thing. Echo $tet. I don't like that. Base name $tet. Very nice. Okay, so I can use base name to get rid of the entire file path up to the file. Very handy.
So then for the script, you can just do base name forwards and then just clean.
And then clean up the forward. And so what I'm gonna do is there's tet. I'm gonna do this in 2 steps. tet2 equals process substitution, command substitution, I forget which. Base name of tet. And boss say name. So now I can echo tet2 and you'll see it's just that. And so then I can do this in a second step. Echo $het2 where I replace _1.fastq with underscore map to E. coli.sam.
Need to add /output.
Yeah, we could add the slash output. But we're getting there.
Can you put that in front of the bracket?
Yeah, sure can. Right, so I could say echo output that. Boom. That's it. So I'm gonna do this in 2 steps, which is actually much more readable than the way where you could do this all at once. It winds up being really long, ugly piece of code. So I'm gonna come in here and say in my for loop, temp equals base name. Yeah, right. Base name of what forward. And then I'll say out equals output. And then what was it?
Dollar sign, curly bracket, temp,
Temp place underscore one fast q with underscore say mapped. So then I'll be able to just say,
quotation at the end.
oh, thank you.
When do you need to know, like, when to use the quotation?
You're supposed to always use them. Yeah. Okay, does that look right?
I think so.
Okay. Well, those are big files. I don't like that. And so I just want to do like the first 10 of each one before so I can test this out. How can I get the first 10 reads of that first forward and reverse?
Do like kind of
Mhm. Yeah, so what do I do there?
do you do like a command substitution?
Yeah,
Or
so I could say head and 40. Because each line of a fast queue for each read takes 4 lines, so that'll give me 10. So head and a forward. And then N2, I want head and 40 of my reverse. Out can say the same. Okay, so I'm defining my reference outside of the for loop, and then I'm bringing in my full forward. Yep. We're finding the base name, and then we're creating our output where it belongs, and then the reference will be the same, but the in is just going to be the first 10 sequences from forward. The reverse in will be the first 40 from the reverse file. You find there, and then the out will be the same. Okay.
does it do like the for loop, or, like space and then do the time? You don't need that colors, it's semicolons.
You put it all on one line, be the semicolon. I'm gonna copy that. This is just in my README right now. Yep. Nano scripts. The mapping for shebang. Then bash set go pipe fail. find the reference genome. For loop on only first 10 reads of each FQ. So I'm doing this, just testing, and then if it works, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna get rid of the head and 40, both of those. That's what I'll submit to the cluster. Save this. Bash. Scripts 04.
Alright.
What? Got some problems. Syntax error.
So do you just specify like the kind of file that you do that?
EB map. It just wants a reference of first input, second input, and then output. So I'm not happy. Obviously. Well, let's see what it made. Nothing. So nano scripts 04. And you know what I'm gonna do? I don't like that. So I'm gonna say echo those things to kind of see what is getting fed into dbmap. So I'm gonna echo ref. And I'm gonna echo oh, that was the first 10 of forward. Oh, you know what's wrong? dbmap wants a file, not standard input. I gave it standard input. Bum bum. Yeah, so it needs to be a temp file. Idiot. Out can still be that because out is just a file name. Okay. Yeah. I think we got ourselves fixed up. It's sure to work now. Narrator. It didn't work. Oh, was it?
I don't know.
Is it called
Yeah,
Alex?
Yes, it was. Thank you. The narrator was right. Okay, we're gonna try this again. This is the process. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so BB Map's working. It's doing it real quick because it's just doing those 10 reads per. It's not lightning fast because it's got to do each of those 10 reads against the entire E. coli reference genome, but not too shabby. This is the sort of thing that you can run no problem on that logging net. Because it's not using a ton of memory at all. Because there's only 10. Yeah. Okay. There's my mapped SAM files right where they belong. I like my code so far. I just got to get rid of the head in 40 business. But let's take a look at them because that'll be the final script is kind of like exploring. So I'll say less output 3886666 and that's good. All right. SAM files have headers of various lengths and they all start with at. So if you really want to like deal with the SAM file, keep in mind that the top n lines will be kind of useless. But that's it. Nothing mapped from this one. Okay. Nothing mapped from any of them. They're all basically empty. The first 10 reads in each of these random accessions I picked didn't happen to have any E. coli matchup. Got unlucky. We'll cat everything here. Yeah. So it's just saying like, this is unsorted. I mapped against the E. coli complete genome and we got that. That's fine. All right. Well, not much I can do with this file at this point, but it would be Sam Tools view F4 would find the ones that did map.
Wasn't it capital?
Capital F, thank you. F4. What was it? Yeah, so then we give it our SAM file and then we tell it to go to factories. That would also be a for loop. So might as well get that in there. Copy that. CD, go back. And this will be in scripts. 05. Shebang. Bin. Dash. Set. EUO. Type fail. Okay, so there's our essential. We want to loop through for SAM in output star dot SAM. So all the SAM files in my output do SAM tools view F4 SAM, and then output should be what?
Are you making a new file for each of them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right now, what do they look like? They file names look like that. So I could change mapped.sam to something.
Like info, not same.
Yeah. E. coli hits. That's it. Right there. Those will go into my output folder. Put their name nicely. Bash scripts 05. It's done. Zero. Ooh, I forgot to put an underscore. So this is why we like test it out and look after every step. We just using tiny files at the beginning. We're on the login node. I'm unhappy with that. So I'm going to say remove output star E. coli star. Okay, they're gone. Okay, they're empty anyway. Nano 5. Add the underscore. Now I'll be happy. Cool. Okay, so what's left to do now? We can do it in 3 or 4 minutes, swear.
We parsing through those output files or?
First I'm gonna make a pipeline just here in my main directory, but the thing I need to clean up is, yeah, scripts. It was 04 when we're doing the mapping. Yeah, I don't want the head and 40 forward. I just want forward. Totally. I'm suggesting that you should.
Okay.
Yes. That's the only way you can test it in the login node. Without having to wait hours.
Oh, school, right, 25, should be.
Just the first 10 reads is great.
Okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter what size your files are. So that I like that. Save that. And I want to stick my pipeline underneath a Slurm header. Whoops. Nano pipeline. Paste that in. I'm gonna ask for 1 day. I'm gonna get rid of the memory line, so I just use all the memory. There's that. CPUs per task, I can ask for 20. Yeah. Okay. Bora has 20. And then it's gonna be what? Set up my environment. So whether that's modules, to make sure that BB maps load, whether it's Conda that I'm using, or I point it to where Conda lives. So export path equals path, and then directions to like home programs. And then run the pipeline in order. Save that. I'm gonna do a find scripts. There they are. Oh, that's not great. They're out of order. I'm just gonna find files, type that. Oh yeah. Look in scripts. Type F for file, and then I'm gonna send that to sort. This is just me avoiding typing. Now, pipeline. Boom. Right there. Chmod plus X, scripts, everything. Okay, so now they can be run. Everything worked with the tiny file, like the first 10 lines, and so now it's just ready to go. That pipeline is ready to run. It'll take a day or however long it takes, but it's going to be doing it on my full files. I submit that, I walk away. And it's going to be running for, I don't know, 12, 15 hours or something. So this avoids you having to wait 12, 15 hours to see that you forgot to put the underscore in the name, or that files are going to the wrong path or whatever. Kind of just building the pipeline on the plugin. Well, class is over, but I will hang out if anyone's got questions or wants to chat. And then when I do tree, I see all this garbage here. I don't need to give any of this to people. Right? I definitely don't want to be pushing it to GitHub.
Not getting
So send all that stuff. I could say find like right here. Name in quotes star.fastq. Boom, there's a nice little list of things. I could say find dollar command substitution PWD, and that gives me all of those. So I could send those straight to my .gitignore go back to my biocomputing, send them to dot get ignore. Instantaneously, so that's a shortcut for like find anything called FASTQ, add the full path right to the dot get ignore. Find lets you do all kinds of stuff. You could say size here. This is pretty common for working with GitHub. Anything bigger than 10 megabytes. Oh, there's the FASTQs, but also these stupid index things. I don't want those in there either, so. Find anything bigger than 10 megs. And then send it to your docket ignore. Which I will go ahead and do. That'll next. Cool, have a fun weekend running your pipelines. Yeah.
So I like